You guessed it, it's that time again for a NaNoWriMo writing vlog. Hey guys, happy Saturday. It is Saturday the 21st? Yeah, it's the 21st. And it's, I know I'm always having to like check the date and the time. It's around 2 p.m. And this is, I'm just now starting the vlog. I didn't start it last night. Or this morning, obviously, when I say this is when I'm starting it. But to be really honest, I hadn't started it yet because I've been really, I don't want this to be a downer vlog, but I've been really struggling lately with my mental health and particularly seasonal depression. It's just been really bad. And it's making me, it's being compounded by this anxiety over, you know, everything with the virus and the holidays and not getting to see my family, and I just haven't been feeling well. And so I didn't want to start the vlog last night because I really just wasn't feeling good. Like, I got off work and went to sleep and I slept until like 9 p.m. and then I woke up and had a little bit of dinner and read and then just went back to sleep. And then this morning, I just got done filming a video. Actually, it'll already be up by the time you see this. So it's the announcement for the January book club choice. So if you haven't watched that yet, I'll have it linked down in the description. Be sure to check that out. But it literally took me hours to be able to film that. I had to go through like a process of like waking up, getting out of bed, washing my face, brushing my teeth, and I just had to do it all like in phases because I'm just feeling like really down. And I'm not saying this so like you feel sorry for me or whatever. I just want to be honest, and I honestly considered not even doing a vlog this weekend because I felt like, who wants to see me when I'm feeling like this? But I feel like that's part of my issue, is I get really down and then I don't complete things or fix things or do the things that I want to do. Then that just compounds like me being down about stuff. So I'm trying to push through and do the tasks that I want to do, that I've set out to do, and not just wallow, which is my typical like MO. So that's why I'm here, and I'm trying to put on a happy face, and I'm trying to stay positive. And you know, to be honest, I've been really good about staying positive this year, and really just, I don't know, I just think it's this time of year and everything that's going on, it's just been really hard. And I'm feeling like I have all these goals, you know, and I'm just scared that I'm not gonna ever actually reach them. And then it's like, okay, well then what? Right? Like, oh. So I don't know, it's really scary, but I'm trying to push through, and I'm going to, you know, I think part of the first thing I did to push through was filming that video, even though it was the last thing on the planet I wanted to do. And getting in front of the camera and talking actually can be good because it allows me to like turn my brain off and focus on things that I enjoy. And talking to you guys always is like a fun distraction, especially right now when I get like little to no socializing and I'm in a place, you know, obviously with the virus there's something you can do anyway, but it's just like there's not, yeah, okay, you know what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't want to go down the depressing road. So yeah, so I filmed the video that I needed to film this week for my channel. I still needed to film a toy video. I tried to film it right after the book announcement video, but I needed a break. I needed a break, and I really just need to work on my book stuff because it's one of the goals that I am really scared of not accomplishing. And so I need to push through regardless of how I feel, if I can. I know there's gonna be some days where I just can't, and that's just part of my mental illness, but today I can push through, and so today I'm going to push through and work anyway. So that's where I'm at. I'm hoping to get out of this funk. I'm hoping that maybe working on my book stuff is going to make me feel better, and I don't know. We'll see. but I have been reading. I did listen, so I'm counting any like horror books that I'm reading as part of my time for Nano, because I'm taking it as like research for my book, since I am, you know, transitioning into turning my book into a horror book. So I'm using the books that I'm reading to kind of reconceptualize my book and how, like, ways that I can do it. So I'm pretty good on track for time. I've been listening to Sawkill Girls, which I think is amazing, actually. So good. If you haven't read it, or I mean, I'm not done, so I don't know how I'll feel later, but like as of right now, I'm like halfway through and I'm loving it. I love the concept. I love the delivery. I love the writing of it. I'll link it down in the description if you want to check it out. And I'm also reading Horrid, which I'll also link down in the description if you want to check that one out as well, which is also really good. So Sawkill Girls is more like girls go missing on an island, and there's like some weird stuff happening, and then Horrid is a like haunted house type book. So yeah, so I'm reading those, so I count those, and I read last night, and then I listened to some of Sawkill this morning, so I'm counting that. So now I'm gonna go try to work on my plotting Bible. So I did work on it during the week. I can show you, yeah, I guess I'll show you a little, like how I have it. It's so convoluted, you guys. It makes sense in my mind, but it might just be like, yikes to you, but I'll show you like how I've set it up. Let me show you what it looks like. Okay, I'm gonna attempt to show you guys this. I'm not the best at like showing my computer screen. So basically what I have is I have these folders set up. The pre-writing stuff I haven't set up yet. I just was getting the notes and other stuff first. So I have a pre-writing section, and then Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3. And then in each of these, I have sections. So according to Writing Deep Scenes, there are 4 sections to a book as opposed to 3. So in Act 2, I put those 2 sections because they have like notes for what you should do in each of those sections. And then those are broken up further into like the sections of Save the Cat that go into those sections from Writing Deep Scenes, if that makes sense. So anyway, and then what I'm doing is I'm putting all of the notes from these books that talk about these specific aspects. So like in the beginning, we have all of these sections. We have the opening image, the theme stated, the setup, the catalyst, the debate. Okay, so like this page is going to be notes on just like beginnings of books that like I got from like the Hooked craft book, right? So then I'll put all those notes here. And then when it comes to each of these sections, I have the notes about like, okay, so opening image, here's the opening image document, and then here are notes that I took from Save the Cat about an opening image, right? Like how long it should be, what it should have, that kind of information. And then I will put a scene card here under the opening image when I like, because I'm going to make scene cards for every scene of the book. And this is where the scene card is going to go for the opening image with the information. I haven't created the scene card yet, so it's just like a blank page over here to the right. But this is where the scene card is going to go. So then like in the theme stated section, I have the page where it talks about what should be in the theme stated. And because it's a single scene, I'm just going to have the one scene card that goes right here for my theme stated scene. Now, when you have a section that's like bigger, let's see, the catalyst isn't, setup is. So in the setup, it's a multi-scene. So I have the document for the notes on like how to do a setup, right? And then I have a folder where the scenes for the setup will go. So they'll go in here on different pages for each scene in the setup section. So then when you're like looking, let me pull this up a little bit. When you're looking at like Act 2, I have, this is where notes will go for Act 2. And then in the emerging middle, which is from Writing Deep Scenes, we have the sections from Save the Cat that are break into 2, the beat story, the fun and games, and the midpoint, which is also the, oh, I forgot to put it up, I think in Act 1, the first energetic marker. So we have the second energetic marker happens also at the midpoint. So under this section, for example, I have a page for midpoint notes that I got from Save the Cat on like what should happen in your midpoint. But then writing deep scenes refers to this as the second energetic marker. So I haven't put them in yet, but I'm going to get the notes of what they consider important basically for the midpoint, or what they call the second energetic marker. And because this is a one scene section, then this is where the actual scene card will go for the midpoint. And then the deep middle is the second half after the midpoint or second energetic marker. So I have the sections. Again, this is where I'll put like what they talk about when they say the deep middle, what the deep middle should include. And then I have the separate sections from Save the Cat, Bad Guys Closing In, All Is Lost, Dark Night of the Soul. And I have like the notes. And then this is like where the scenes will go. And then within the scenes of the Dark Night of the Soul, the very last scene of the Dark Night of the Soul should be the third energetic marker, which is from writing deep scenes. And so here is where the information about the third energetic marker will be, and then here is the last scene. So the other scenes from the Dark Night of the Soul will go above this, and then this is a separate folder just for the last scene of the Dark Night of the Soul. So that seems really, really convoluted, but I've done it for all 3 acts, all of the sections for Save the Cat, and now I'm slowly copying all those notes I typed up into each section. So the idea is that, okay, so let me like explain my thought process. So let's say I'm plotting out my book and I'm like, okay, I need to figure out my midpoint. So what I do is I go and I read all the notes that I've read in these craft books about the midpoints. What is needed? What is necessary? What's important? It's also a second energetic marker. So what is important for a second energetic marker? What can I add to what I already know needs to happen for it to be a midpoint, for it to also be a second energetic marker? So then when I plot it out, I can read over these, remind myself, and I can use this information to think about what needs to happen in this scene, so then I can plot out the scene. Does that make sense? So it's like a template that I plan to use for each book to help me plot out the book. So like when it comes to fun and games, I can read over this note about fun and games, what is supposed to happen in the fun and games, and then I can include all of my scenes, keeping in mind what should be happening in the fun and games and I can always just refer back to it when I'm trying to think about, okay, well, what is important, what needs to happen, that kind of stuff. So hopefully that makes sense on how I set this up. Like I said, it's very convoluted. It's gonna have tons and tons of notes, but the idea is that I will have this template that I will then use and copy for every new book that I want to plot out, and I can just go over those notes when I need to remind myself, okay, what's supposed to happen again in the Dark Night of the Soul, right? I can read the notes that I've compiled from different books that I've read, use that, keep that in mind, and then plot out those scenes. Then I can, because this is done in Scrivener, compile those sections and have all of those scene cards ready to go. So then I start writing, I have the scene card to reference, but also those notes again, if I need to look at those notes about that section as I'm actually writing out the scene. So it's essentially taking all of the writing craft books that I find the most helpful and compiling them into one database to reference when I'm plotting and writing. And then as I continue to read writing craft books, ones that I find particularly helpful or interesting, or like I need this information, then I can keep adding to that template. Am I overcomplicating the writing process? I think that's a great question you asked. Maybe. But this is what I needed, because I just felt like I was floundering out there in the wind, and I just work better under like I work good with like plugging it. Like when I was in graduate school, I came up with like a way that I wrote for me, how I like to do things. And then I just followed that same template every time I wrote an essay or an article. And it really worked for me. It really helped me. And that's how I kind of teach writing when I was a writing teacher, is I just think that you can use a formula without making your writing formulaic, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm doing. It's just helping me stay on track, or at least I hope it's going to. So I need to finish getting all those notes in so I can start replotting my book. So my goal for the end of this weekend is to get all of the notes in there so that I can start replotting this week. So that's the plan. That's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna try to stay positive and not think about all of the horrible things that are running through my mind currently. So all right, guys, I will check back in later, and hopefully I'll be in a better mood with more accomplished. Hey guys, it is now 10:16 p.m. and I am calling it a night for Saturday. Ending on a high note, feeling much better. And I'm also feeling really good because I just finished my plotting Bible, you guys. I was gonna like kind of show you the end product because there are some like really important key aspects that I want to show you in terms of like scene cards and how I plan to do those, and then the 37 questions from Story Genius and how I set those up in my pre-writing section, and kind of giving you an overall of how this is set up. But y'all, I am tired, okay? I'm tired. So what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna go to sleep. Well, I'm gonna hang out with the hubby, watch some TV and go to sleep. And then tomorrow morning, I'm gonna do you. I barely know you. I'm going to show you. I'm gonna go through the whole process, how I intend to use it, and how I'm gonna use it to start plotting out Beware of Monsters, the reboot, part quadra or cinq or whatever. Okay, it's whatever it is. Because that is actually officially, put it in the books, starting tomorrow, you guys, because I have no more excuses, no more. I was talking about losing something, but I also lost the battery. So, what was I saying? What was I saying? Do you remember?
No excuses, no more.
Yeah, and then I said no battery because it went dead. So no more excuses, no more projects, nothing else I need to work on, y'all. I can officially start working on the replot. There are like 37 questions from Story Genius that I plan to work on first, but those are supposed to get you ready to work on the scenes and stuff. So we'll go through this tomorrow when I show you the plotting Bible. So that is it for today. I am accomplished. Today I feel really good. I ended on a high note. And yeah, I guess that's it for tonight, you guys. So I will see y'all in the morning / afternoon, who knows. But it will definitely be sometime on Sunday, although it's, oh no, it's not Sunday, it's only 10 p.m. So yeah, it'll be sometime Sunday, so I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. Well, I guess it's actually afternoon, but it's Sunday. Hello, Sunday. Probably should have like made sure my face wasn't crusty or gross. It's like 2:30 in the afternoon. I'm in a much better spirit today, feeling a lot better just mood wise, but today has not been getting off to a good start actually, despite me feeling in good spirits. As I told you guys yesterday, like I've been struggling with sleep, and basically like I'm a really light sleeper, and it's because of my anxiety. Like I can't turn my brain off, so if I wake up at any point I just start like thinking about things, and my anxiety has actually been really good for the last few years in terms of that. Helped with those sleeping pills, but you know, with COVID and the election and just, you know, everything, it's just been keeping the anxiety at bay has been a little more difficult these days. So anyway, I woke up at 4 because I had to go pee, and then I could not go back to sleep. But I didn't even go to bed till like 1. So I just laid in bed trying to go back to sleep until like 8 this morning. And then I slept till about 11:30. So I'm pretty tired still, but I didn't want to sleep any later because, you know, I didn't want to mess up my sleep schedule. So yeah, so I feel like a little off from that. And so I didn't do anything this morning, and then like we had lunch, and then I was gonna work on my book and show you guys the stuff, but then like my stomach was already feeling kind of gross this morning, and like last night, like I don't know why, but I mean, it could be like because of like anxiety and sleep deprivation, or just like something I ate, I don't know, but my stomach has just not been feeling great. It's just painful. Like I'm just having a lot of pain in my stomach. And so I was getting ready to write, but like I just don't feel well. I feel like kind of barfy actually. So I'm gonna take some Pepto to help see if that helps with my stomach pain, and I'm just gonna read for a little bit in bed, and then see how I feel in a little while, because I really want to start working on the book today. I want to show you guys the finishing touches on the plotting Bible and the scene cards that I made, because I took the scene cards from Story Genius and like made some adjustments to them based on some other like stuff I've read, like to add some things to the scene cards. So I kind of want to share those with you as well. But right now I just need to get rid of the stomach pain. Like I feel like I could puke. So I'm gonna take some Pepto and I'm gonna grab a book and I'm gonna try to get my stomach to stop like just churning. And then hopefully in a little bit, I'll be able to get back to it and show you what I did and what I'm doing. And I'm like so excited to start actually like replotting, because you know, a lot of my book already lends itself to horror, like I said in previous videos, but I do have to make some tweaks, obviously. And so I'm like a little nervous and excited, and I haven't really worked officially on the book since like April, because I've been on this journey of trying to figure stuff out. So I don't know, I'm like excited and nervous and pukey, so good times. But right now I'm gonna read some Horrid and see if I can get the stomachache to go away, and I'll be back later to check in. Hey guys, it is later Sunday night. It is 10:16 p.m. Cutting off my hair there. Let's tilt this up a little bit. There we go. And yeah, so I just kind of wanted to update you. So earlier I wasn't feeling well. I laid down and of course I just fell asleep because, you know, like I said, I haven't been sleeping well for like 2 weeks, and I guess today it just finally hit me that I needed to catch up on my sleep. So it was like, last night I went to bed at like 1 a.m., woke up at 4. I was up from 4 till 8, then went back to sleep, slept till like, I think 11, 10:30, 11. Then I was up until like 3 or 4 and then fell back asleep until 8, and then now I'm here at 10. And I actually feel sleepy, so weird stuff happening. Hopefully I can get my sleep regulated. Hopefully I can talk to my doctor about a new sleeping medication. Hopefully I can get all of this stuff just like taken care of, because it's driving me cuckoo bananas. But anyway, so right now I'm actually just doing the back end stuff for my video that's going up tomorrow, which is the announcement for the January 2021 Let's Talk Craft Book Club announcement, which should already be out by the time you're seeing this. So if you haven't seen it yet, I will link it down in the description. Make sure you check that out. I'm really excited for January. I'm excited for the book. I'm excited for the co-host. I'm excited to get back into talking about writing craft. Yeah, and hanging out with you guys. It's always a fun time. I love talking about books and learning and doing that with friends. So anyway, once I get the rest of this back end stuff done, like, you know, the tags and all that boring YouTube-y things, then I'm going to work on my book stuff. Also, Aaron's making dinner. We're having a late dinner because I was asleep. So he's making some meatball subs. So exciting. But I did want to show you guys really quickly a couple of additions that I made to the plotting Bible, how I plan to use it, also some scene cards that I made. I made some adjustments to the Story Genius scene cards. And then that's the next step, is replotting out the book. And actually Story Genius has 37 steps that she wants you to do before you start plotting your book. It's kind of like, well, like toward the end, the last couple steps are at the beginning of plotting the book. So it's like to get you in that trajectory of figuring out your story, figuring out the worldview, figuring out all these things, and then ending with a few scene cards at the end so that you can then transition into doing all the scene cards, because that's what I'm planning to try to do. I'm a little overwhelmed by it. I've never done this before, but I also feel like that may have been why I was getting stuck a lot, because I wasn't pre-planning enough. So that's my plan for this time. So that is the next move after I show you guys all this stuff, is I'm gonna start working on those 37 questions, and that's probably what I'll work on this week. Now, I did take, I didn't take any time off for Thanksgiving, like during the week of Thanksgiving, because a lot of people at work already took it off, which I could have, but I just felt like I'm taking more time for Christmas, plus I have some stuff to get done at work, and it'll be nice and quiet because a lot of people have taken it off. So I am working this week, but only Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday I only work until 3 because they let us off a couple hours early the day before a holiday. But then I did take off the following Monday. So I do have a 5-day weekend coming up, which is also the end of Nano. So I plan to use that to really get caught up and get working on my book. So I think my vlog, my weekend vlog, I'm gonna do the full 5 days for that one, I think. I was planning on it. So I usually just don't do vlogs during the week because I work, and it's just, you know, a lot. So yeah, so that one should be very interesting because I'm gonna start plotting out the book, doing the 37 questions, and yeah, getting into back into the nitty-gritty of working on my book, which I'm so excited and so scared for. So shameless plug, if you're not already subscribed and you want to make sure you don't miss that next weekend, make sure you hit that subscribe button. But enough of the shameless plug. Let me show you the finishing touches, the the finished product of Laura's Plotting Bible 2020. Okay, so hopefully you can see this okay. So I basically added, since the last time I showed you, the stuff here at the beginning, like before Act 1. So this is like the template, and I'm gonna copy this whole file every time I have a new book so that I can fill stuff in. Sorry, gosh, I'm so shaky. Let's try the, okay. So then I have a general advice that's just kind of like a tab where I put some quotes about just regular, just run-of-the-mill writing advice, you know, that didn't really fit into any of the categories that I have over here. So then I have a pre-writing section. So I have a before you write, and if you recall, I went through Story Genius and wrote down every step that she wanted you to take prior to, oh, that's actually this one. So that's what this is. But these are the actual notes. Sorry, these are the actual notes from Story Genius, because basically most of her notes are pre-writing stuff. So like they don't really belong in the actual sections of writing. They're like stuff to think about to get you coming up with your concept and kind of fleshing out the idea for the book. So that's where I put all of these notes over here. And then if you recall, like I was saying, I have a separate document that had the 37 steps that she wanted you to take. So I did do them each in their own, and I'm going to do step by step for this. This is to get you ready to work on the book. And like I said, it ends with like some scene cards. So I think my plan for this is in each book, I'm just going to have this in this one document, and I'm going to, gosh, it's getting like pixelated. I'm gonna like hit enter and then like answer in another color, so I have the answers to all of these in like one long document. So then I also have her scene card, which was was able to get it online, that someone had posted online with her like actual explanation. Let me unzoom just a little bit because it's getting really pixelated there. Okay, so this was like her scene card, her exact scene card from Story Genius, and then they kind of like gave the explanation of the sections. So I just copied and pasted that in here rather than typing it up from the book, because they had already done it, thankfully. But then I made some adjustments to this screen card. I added a few things based on the other books that I'm putting in conjunction with Story Genius. So this is my copy of a scene card. So I added like scene type, because in writing deep scenes, they give you all the different scene types, and based on the scene type will determine some things that you do in the scene. So I wanted to know what kind of scene type it was. I also wanted to know the beat that it is. I gave some more room to like explain the subplots and stuff like that, but then the rest of it I think is the same as her scene card. So now my plan for these is a little different, because when I brainstorm stuff, I don't really brainstorm well on the computer, even though I guess that sounds kind of weird since I'm going to do the 37 questions. I'm going to try the 37 questions on the computer. If not, I may do that by hand and then type them into it, so that I don't like to have things just in hand, because I have lost note cards before and I don't want to make that mistake again. But for these scene cards, what I plan to do is actually print them out, I think, to fill them out. And then once I have a scene card complete, then I'll come back in here and type them up into their relevant sections. So like, for example, in like Act 1, we have like the beginning, and we have like the debate scene, and the debate beat is a multi-scene beat. So of course I have a folder for all the scenes, but the last scene of the debate scene, according to writing deep scenes, is the first energetic marker. So that is going to be something specific. So I have the like information on what the first energetic marker should include, and then that scene will go in here. So I'll put the scene card in there once I have it complete, if that makes sense. So here is a bigger example of what the scene card looks like. It almost takes up the entire page, the word page, and then you just kind of fill out like the scene number, the beat, the scene type, the subplots that are going on in it. You have the overall plot, the cause, and the effect. And then you also have the third rail, which is like the internal, you know, like plot that you're doing. So why it matters, the realization, and so that kind of stuff. So I plan to fill one of these out for every single scene of the book before I start the rewrite. So that is the Plotting Bible. That is how I plan to use it. That is what I'm going to be doing. That's what I've been working on for a really long time, and I really hope it's going to help me. It may seem really convoluted to a lot of you, and you're probably right, but that's how my brain works, y'all, so I'm hoping it will help me out. I forgot to mention also, when I woke up at 8, Aaron was working on editing my video for tomorrow, so I did get some reading done. So I did read some Horrid. I also did listen to some Sawkill Girls, and it actually got even weirder. Didn't think it'd get weirder, and it just keeps getting weirder. So I'm really enjoying the horror that I'm reading and listening to, and I'm excited to start replotting my horror. But right now, Aaron just made some delicious looking meatball sub, so I'm gonna eat some dinner, and then I'll be back to work on some more book stuff before bed. Hey guys, so I finished dinner and I'm actually back in bed. I know I said I was gonna start working on plotting out the book, but I had to do more of the back end stuff for my video, and then it's like 11 o'clock at night and I have to work in the morning. It just seems weird to start working on plotting a book at 11 p.m. on a Sunday. So I'm gonna start working on it this week, and like I said, I'm gonna vlog 5 days for my vlog this weekend, so you get to see me working on that this weekend, and I'll show you the scene cards and like me filling them out and etc, etc. So I'll just start fresh with next weekend's vlog. So what I'm gonna do for the rest of the night tonight before I go back to sleep, because I'm already feeling tired again, is I'm gonna read Horrid. So I know it didn't seem like this was as productive of a weekend, but part of it was I just wasn't feeling good and not getting enough sleep. And, you know, sometimes there's just weekends where you're just, you know, down and you need sleep. So this was just not a super, like I, you know, struggled on like Friday and Saturday with like being a little depressed, and then I struggled with not getting any sleep Saturday and Sunday. So it just wasn't my best weekend. It was not, but I was very productive in that I finally finished the plotting Bible. So I feel good about that. I'm happy about that. I'm a little behind now on Nano time, but I think I'll make up for it since I'll have 5 days off at the end of the month, at the end of this week, to be able to put more time into plotting it out and getting ready to rewrite Beware of Monsters. So I am excited, and I'm hoping to get my sleep taken care of. So hopefully I'll be able to read a little bit of Horrid and go to sleep, but I'm going to go ahead and end things right here. So if you enjoyed hanging out with me this weekend, please be sure to give this a thumbs up. It lets YouTube know that other people might enjoy hanging out with me as well. And if you're not already subscribed and you want to make sure to hang out with me next weekend, then please be sure to hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss next weekend's vlog. And as always, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!